Alright survivors, grab your backpacks and steel yourself. The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered is clawing its way back to PC on April the 3rd, 2025, and it's shaping up to be a banger. The first game's PC launch? Oof, let's just say it was a clicker level disaster. There was crashes, bugs, and a whole lot of angry Steam reviews. Naughty Dog and Sony took that L hard, but they're back with a vengeance, promising a polished port of their stealth horror masterpiece. This isn't just a cash grab either. Part 2 is a gut-wrenching tale of revenge and redemption, drenched in tension and topped with some of the best storytelling in gaming. With HBO's The Last of Us Season 2 dropping on April the 13th, the hype train's at full speed. So before you dive into Ellie's brutal world on PC, here are 10 things you absolutely need to know. So let's get into it. First up, the tech. This isn't your PS5's Last of Us. Naughty Dog's teamed up with Port Wizard's Iron Galaxy and Nexus Software to juice this bad boy for the PC. We're talking cutting edge upscaling with Nvidia's DLSS 4 and AMD's FSR 3.1 and 4. Tech so slick it'll make those Seattle raindrops look like they're dripping off your monitor. And frame generation's in the mix too, so expect buttery smooth action even on mid-tier rigs. Native 4K support? Yep. 3D audio that'll have you jumping at every creak and groan? Oh yeah. And for the ultra wide crew, 21:9, 32:9, even 48:9 triple monitor setups are confirmed. Imagine stalking through Jackson's snowy streets with a panoramic view. Immersive doesn't even cover it. Uncapped frame rates, V-Sync toggles and custom caps round out a package that's built to flex on whatever hardware you're rocking. After Part 1's optimization mess, this feels like Naughty Dog's redemption arc. Let's hope it sticks the landing. But they're not just stopping there. PC gamers are getting the full customization treatment. Graphic options are stacked. Tweak ambient occlusions for moodier shadows. Crank texture quality to see every scar on Ellie's face, or dial up a volumetric fog to choke on Seattle's misty vibes. LOD distance, reflection quality, shadow detail, it's a modest dream without the mods. Naughty Dog's hyping this as a ground up PC build, not just some half-baked console hand-me-down. Direct storage support in too, slashing load times if you've got an SSD. Pair that with 150GB of install space and you're looking at a beefy but lightning fast experience. Handheld fans, don't sleep on this either. Steam Deck compatibility's hinted at with those modest minimum specs. Valve haven't verified it yet, but if Part 1 ran on the deck post patches, this could be a portable apocalypse worth playing. Let's talk controls, because nothing kills immersion like clunky inputs. You've got options galore here. Plug in a DualSense controller and feel every bowstring twang through adaptive triggers and haptic feedback. Straight up PlayStation 5 vibes on a PC as long as it's wired. Prefer keyboard and mouse? They've got you covered with full remapping plus primary and secondary bindings for those pro level positions. But here's the real game changer, an adaptive mode that blends controller and keyboard inputs. Picture this, aiming with a mouse for pixel perfect headshots, then dodging with a stick for that cinematic flow. It's wild, it's flexible, and it's the kind of freedom console players can only dream of. After Part 1's shaky mouse controls at launch, this feels like Naughty Dog saying, "We heard you loud and clear." But beyond the flashy tech, Naughty Dog's tossing in some under the hood love. Bug fixes are a big focus. Part 1 launched with glitches that turned y'all into a gittery mess, so expect a tighter ship this time. Quality of life tweaks are promised too, even though they are still under wraps. Think faster menus or smarter AI pathing, maybe. They're also touting a smoother play experience, which could mean better optimization across the board. Handheld PC gamers, here's your nugget. It's built to run on devices like the Steam Deck or ROG Ally, thanks to those forgiving minimum specs. No official Steam Deck verification yet. Nix's track record on ports like Horizon Zero Dawn, I'd bet my last Molotov this will shine on the go. This isn't just a port, it's a love letter to PC players who stuck it out after the last debacle. Now the juicy stuff, new content, the roguelite no return mode, a PlayStation 5 highlight, it's getting a beefy update for PC. 2 fresh characters from The Last of Us Part 1 are stepping up, Bill and Marlene. Bill's a grizzled smuggler with a custom pump shotgun from Dead Drops. Dude's a loot magnet, doubling rewards and shrugs off melee hits like a tank. Downside, no dodging, so you better love face tanking clickers. Marlene's a wild card, risk taker, with a custom assault rifle and an all or nothing gambits. High stakes, high rewards, plus a once per run path reroute to keep you on your toes. These aren't just reskins, each brings a unique vibe to no returns randomized chaos, and they're dropping day 1 on PC and PlayStation 5 via a free 2.0 patch. Fan favourite mode just got a whole lot spicier. Characters aren't the only no return upgrade. 4 new maps are crashing the party, all pulled from the campaign with a roguelike twist. Overlooked towers above Seattle with verticality that'll test your sniping skills. Think Suraflight ambushes on steroids, hill crests, overgrown streets are a stalker's playground packed with hiding spots and a room for bloody chaos. There's an abandoned elementary school because nothing says fun like infected in a classroom, and Nest, that infected riddled hellhole Abby braved. These aren't static levels either, randomised encounters mean every run's a fresh nightmare. PlayStation 5 players get these too, so everyone's eating good on April the 3rd. More maps, more maps, more mayhem. No return is basically a whole new game. Specs time. Can your rig survive the apocalypse? Minimum settings are chill. 720p at 30 FPS with an i3 8100 Ryzen 3 1300X paired with a GTX 165, GTX 1650 or RX 5500 XT. These entry level stuff grandma's laptop might even pull off. Recommend bumps to 1080p at 60 FPS with an i5 8600 or Ryzen 5 3600 and a RTX 3060 or RT 5700. Solid mid-range territory for most PC gamers in 2025. You'll need 16GB of RAM and a whopping 150GB SSD, though better start deleting those old Among Us clips. Compared to Part 1's brutal launch demands, this feels optimised out the gate, likely thanks to Nex's Magic Touch. It's a big install, but those load times should fly with direct storage. Want to flex? High settings hit 1440p at 60 FPS with an i7 9700K or Ryzen 7 3700X and an RTX 3070 or a RX 6800, still reasonable for enthusiasts. Very high, that's 4K at 60 FPS and it's a beast. i7 11700 or Ryzen 7 5700X, RTX 480 or RX 7900 XT and 32GB of RAM. We're talking Top Gear 2025 hardware, think 2000 grand rigs that'll laugh at clicker hordes. SSD's mandatory across the board and that 150GB footprint isn't shrinking. Compared to Part 1's 100GB, this extra storage lightly covers no returns new assets and all that 4K polish. If you're chasing max settings, start saving now. Those visuals are going to melt your GPU and your heart. Big win alert. Sona's dropping the mandatory PSN account nonsense after Helldivers 2 and Ghost of Tsushima caught flack for forced logins. Part 2 Remastered makes it optional. You'll still get the PlayStation overlay and trophies because who doesn't love a shiny platinum? But no account, no problem. Link up if you want extras though, and trust me, you might. Sony's walking back a dumb policy and PC players everywhere are popping champagnes. This could set the tone for future ports. Fingers crossed they keep the good vibes rolling. Last but not least, the loot. Link your PSN account and snag an exclusive Ellie skin based on Jordan A. Munn, the lead of Naughty Dog's upcoming sci-fi epic Intergalactic, The Prophet. It's a slick jacket that screams space badass, a tasty teaser for the next big thing. You'll also get 50 no return points to splurge on upgrades, giving you a leg up in those brutal ruins. PlayStation 5 players unlock this skin too via the 2.0 patch, so it's a cross-platform treat. It's a small but sweet perk that ties this remaster to Naughty Dog's future, and I'm already hyped for what's next. So there you go, 10 must-knows for The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered on PC. From text flexes to new no return goodies, this port's shaping up to be a Naughty Dog's apology for Part 1's stumble. Are you ready to relive Ellie's revenge tour in glorious 4K? Hyped for Bill's shotgun rampages? Drop your thoughts below, I want to hear it all. Smash that like, subscribe for daily gaming heat, and hit that bell so you're first in line for more. Tell me, what do you want next? More Last of Us deep dives, PC port predictions, you name it. Stay safe out there, survivors. See you in Seattle.